This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Ray Collins. Glad to have you with us. We're at 6 o'clock, and John Scalzi is in his weather den with details of another dry and warm day out there.
Absolutely. That's it in a nutshell.
All right, talk to you soon. Thanks.
Dry day. Good to see you. Talk to you later.
All right, bye-bye. Should we start doing the weather?
He's gone.
I can double as a weather lady. You can double as the weatherman.
No. He's a scientist.
Exactly.
No.
I could never do what he does over there in the weather center. It confuses me.
It's very kind. We're really hopeful yesterday that we would get a few decent weather hits around, but it just didn't materialize. Those rain showers came in and they basically fell apart in Manatee County and then drifted out into Gulf waters. What was left for them? A couple of them near the coast made a brief appearance and produced a trace of drizzle, I guess you could say. But the cloud cover associated with that now moving out into Gulf waters, leaving us with a building ridge of high pressure and a dry day. We'll look for a daytime high that again tops out warm in the mid-80s. A little bit higher humidity this morning. You'll notice that as you head out the door. Complete forecast coming up in a few. Back to you.
Talk to you soon, Sean. Checking roads. First off in Manatee County, a little bit of a buildup there at 14th Street West at Cortez as it makes the bend toward downtown Bradenton. Otherwise, all clear right now at this early hour. Farther south into Sarasota County, a couple problems there. 41 northbound. Around the Ringling College, little slowdown there, nothing major. Bee Ridge, little congestion heading toward the interstate around Tuttle. And South County, nothing major, just a little slowdown there north of Business 41. 6:02 on your Thursday morning.
Topping your Suncoast news this hour, Susan Shorpen has passed away.
That's the mother of Carly Bruscia, the 11-year-old girl whose murder made national headlines back in 2004. As you might recall, Bruscia was abducted behind Evie's Car Wash on Bee Ridge Road. Her body was found 4 days later in a wooded area off Proctor Road. A garden at that church is now a memorial to Bruscia and other crime victims.
We did not want this area to be remembered for something tragic. We wanted to turn it into something positive. And so the best way to do that was to beautify this area.
Her mother, seen right there, was just 47. Her cause of death is not known yet, but foul play is not suspected. We'll have more on this developing story later on Good Morning Suncoast.
Well, drivers could see some changes on I-75 as the Florida Department of Transportation will be holding a public hearing today for a project that could help those that get tired while driving on the interstate. Right now, there is a 100-mile gap between rest areas on the interstate between Hillsborough County and Lee County. FDOT is now looking to reduce that gap by adding 2 new rest areas in either Sarasota County or Charlotte County. They're looking for some public input, though, on where those rest areas should be built. An open house will begin tonight at 5 o'clock with the hearing starting at 6 o'clock, and that will be held at the Charlotte Harbor Conference Center in Punta Gorda. Well, traffic on the Suncoast, major concern for so many people, especially in areas like US 41 and Fruitville. But now the city of Sarasota is looking to ways to solve that congestion problem.
And the answer comes back to one word again, roundabouts. Here we go. The city likes how the first few have gone, and now several more are in the works. The company that conducted a traffic study says the roundabout option is the best answer to reduce area traffic congestion.
If you frequent downtown Sarasota, being stuck in traffic is nothing new.
Traffic congestion at Gulfstream and 41 right now is horrible. Sometimes it takes us an hour to get over the bridge.
The issue has been compounded by construction. And with tourist sites like the unconditional surrender statue in the area,
The city will hold more workshops in the next few months before making a final decision on the number of roundabouts within the city limits.
Well, turning to our top national story this morning, in his first 3 months in office, President Trump has changed positions on several issues when it comes to foreign policy.
Yeah, before the election, he talked tough on China, dismissed NATO as being obsolete, and also cautioned against the U.S. involvement in Syria's civil war, and all those seem to have changed. Reed Binion takes a closer look at how the president's stances have changed on a number of key issues.
I have absolutely no doubt we did the right thing.
President Trump affirming his confidence in the U.S. strike on the Syrian regime of Bashar al-Assad after its deadly chemical attack on civilians.
That's a butcher. That's a butcher. So I felt we had to do something about it.
While the missile strike seemed to have broad support, it, along with Trump's strong words on Assad, appeared to be a dramatic reversal from the somewhat hands-off approach signaled days earlier. Trump's stance on Syria, just one of several major foreign policy shifts recently. During the campaign, he took a somewhat amiable tone on Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Putin did call me a genius, and he said I'm the future of the Republican Party. So he's off to a good start.
But this week, a markedly different message.
Right now, we're not getting along with Russia at all. We may be at an all-time low.
As Trump's tone on Russia cools, the president appears to be warming up to NATO, which he derided during the campaign.
I said it was obsolete. It's no longer obsolete.
The administration saying the president's new outlook is a result of NATO member countries beginning to better fulfill their financial commitments. Trump also doing a U-turn on China, who during the campaign he accused of raping the U.S. economy.
They are the greatest currency manipulators ever.
I'm going to instruct my Treasury Secretary to label China a currency manipulator.
Trump now backing off of that threat, telling the Wall Street Journal that China is not a currency manipulator. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
U.S. officials are learning more about that deadly gas attack in Syria last week. A senior U.S. official tells CNN the military and intelligence community intercepted communications talking about preparations for the attack. Those attacks killed at least 70 people in Syria. Officials say the U.S. did not know before the attack that it was going to happen, but hours after the attack, they reviewed all intelligence and discovered intercepted communications featuring Syrian military and chemical experts. The Syrian government has denied involvement in that chemical attack. Time for a sharp turn here at 6:07 to talk about the local weather forecast. John?
Dry, hot.
There you go again.
Not much rainfall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could sure use some too. A little sprinkle yesterday, but the rain chance really has just about ended for probably 5-6 days.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
So no rain on Easter. Plenty of sunshine for Easter egg hunt.
Absolutely right, but hot.
Yeah.
Don't leave them out in the yard very long.
Bring some sunscreen.
That's right.
Sunscreen to search for the eggs.
Exactly.
All right, up next, Tax Day is coming up. We'll look at how exemptions and dependents could help you save some big bucks. Timely advice on the way.
I love big bling for little ching. That's why I only wear Spectralite diamonds from Created Gems, or I wear nothing at all.
My Hometown Fest is coming to Nathan Benderson Park Saturday, April 15th. Join us for culinary favorites from across the U.S. paired with your favorite craft beers. There's also great live music and activities for adults and kids. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Tickets are going fast for My Hometown Fest, being held from noon till 5 p.m. Saturday, April 15th at Nathan Benderson Park. Enjoy foods from 40 area restaurants, 60+ craft beers, live music, and lots of fun. Buy your tickets today at myhometownfest.org.
Don't hate me because I'm blingable. Get your bling on with affordable Spectralite diamonds exclusively at Created Gems in Gold and Silver, where you always get big bling for little ching.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Warm and toasty outside at this hour, coming in at 65 degrees. We have a dew point of 61. Dew point values have risen just a little bit. And yeah, we got a little bit of cloud cover out there. The cloud cover caused by that little surge of moisture that came in from the Atlantic yesterday, moved across the region, raised our surface dew points, brought us a little bit of cloud cover with an upper level feature, and is now exiting the region. But we still have some residual cloud around. Winds are out of the east-northeast, coming in breezy, but I think they'll probably pick up a little bit. Unfortunately, we just didn't get a lot of rainfall yesterday, and the fire danger is still high across the Suncoast. In fact, very high in the southern tip of the state. We have in Manatee County identified today as a very high risk that a fire would start and require a suppression in order for it to be killed off. We also have various other counties in the state where that same risk exists. Here's my picture of the day, tweeted yesterday by Patrick Mahoney from the Florida Fire Service, showing, if you can see this, the number of fires that occurred in the last 5 years. Starting in 2013, that was a bad fire year. We had 1,500 plus acres of wildlands burned. But in 2017, to this date, we have had over almost 2,500 acres, 2,442 acres burned. So clearly, we are on the path for a very, very active fire season. And there's really no reason to think that we're going to get any kind of good soaking rains over the next 5 to 7 days, it looks like. Yeah, we had a smattering of showers around yesterday. Yesterday, the rain chance was at about 20%. Yeah, we got some rain showers. 80% of us did not see anything. Some of us saw a very brief rain shower. Becky Mayaka reported about a 1-minute rain. And then everything ended, unfortunately. Deep south also pretty dry today, though the best chance for any kind of thunderstorm activity will probably be in coastal areas of the Carolinas today. That because of a dying frontal boundary and an expanding area of high pressure. That expanding area of high pressure brings us again this kind of easterly wind flow, and that'll help trigger off a few showers over on the other coast. But those showers don't have any chance of making it to our region. Maybe one around the mouth of Charlotte Harbor where there's a good moisture supplier, the mouth of Tampa Bay. Maybe a brief passing patch of drizzle later today, but nothing that's going to amount to anything. Mostly sunny and warm, late afternoon clouds, breezy evening, cooler near the coast with the sea breeze forming, and dry today. Rain chances really for the next 5-6 days, basically zero. Look at all the dry air that has now moved in as that area of disturbed weather exits. That dry air indicated here by 10 at mid and upper levels is just another suppressive aspect to our atmosphere that will not allow showers to form in the extended range. We'll look for a beautiful Sunday, though. Should be very nice for Easter celebrations. Should be kind of a cool morning as the generally speaking, humidity remains low till probably about Monday or Tuesday next week when it'll become actually humid outside. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, John. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic this morning. A little bit of congestion as you head into downtown Bradenton. Also on 301, I-75 looking clear, though, if you're heading throughout Manatee County. As we head into Sarasota County, pretty quiet as well on your morning commute. A little bit of congestion on 41 over between Bee Ridge and Clark Road. Also Bee Ridge heading towards I-75. As we head into South County, pretty quiet as well. Not a whole lot going on. A little bit of stoppage on Business 41. Other than that, no accidents to report on this Thursday morning.
I have a question to ask you.
Uh-oh.
Have you done your taxes yet?
No, I was supposed to do them yesterday. My mom, our time schedule is different. She's in California. I'm usually asleep when she tries to call me. So
all right.
We're getting to it. We're getting to it.
I hope tax deadline is coming up. And are you sure you know about all your deductions, especially when you have changing life circumstances?
ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has some tips for new parents as that tax deadline approaches.
Yeah. Whether you have one child or a whole brood, there are 3 really important tax benefits that every parent should take advantage of.
The first is the dependency exemption, and that's about $4,000 per dependent. The second is the child tax credit, and that can be about $1,000.
And the third, expenses for childcare. Taxpayers who pay for childcare while working or looking for work can deduct a portion of those costs for children under age 13. There are also education benefits there to help defray the cost of higher education.
The first one to know about is the American Opportunity Credit, which is for the first 4 years of higher education. It can be up to $2,500, and that's per student.
So if you have more than one child in college, this credit is good for multiples.
There's also a lifetime learning credit, and that can be up to $2,000.
The LLC works for those pursuing job-enhancing skills. Then there is the tuition and fees deduction, which can reduce your taxable income by up to $4,000. Things like tuition and books are okay, but paying for that plane ticket to send your child home? No. If you're adopting a child, you can claim up to $13,000 in expenses in the year you incur the costs, even if the adoption is finalized the following year. And finally, 1 in 5 families that qualify for the Earned Income Tax Credit don't claim it. It's a rich benefit that can make a big difference. Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
Good to know what's due to you under the law.
Definitely.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
Well, comedian Charlie Murphy, the brother of Eddie Murphy, passes away after a battle with cancer. We'll have a look back at his career next in your GMA First Look.
And you are not the only ones awake right now, despite how it might feel. What are these people doing right now in Sarasota? We'll have a closer look after this.
Now's a perfect time to create a custom system with California Closets. During our Door and Drawer event, save up to $500 on beautiful doors and drawers for any room. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
It is 6:20 a.m., but Robarts Arena, or Roberts Arena as we're told it's supposed to be called, is wide awake right now. There you go, a full crowd developing on Fruitville Road as we wake up on this Thursday morning.
Lots of people heading out there for that prayer breakfast.
45th annual Sarasota Prayer Breakfast is just starting, a big tradition. We're going to have breakfast and talk about the community all this morning. We'll check back every few minutes on the Fruitville Road activity going on. I'd like to show you that people are indeed up and at 'em.
You're not the only one if you're sitting in your bed drinking a cup of coffee or on your couch. There are other people awake too.
And they're dressed already and enjoying themselves.
Exactly,
so
like us.
The day begins. Good thing. 6:21 on a Thursday morning.
Well, some sad news about comedian Charlie Murphy passing away at age 57 after a battle with leukemia.
That's Eddie Murphy's older brother. He was on the Dave Chappelle Show. Mara Shevacampo has a story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, tears for a man who made so many laugh. Actor and comedian Charlie Murphy passing away at 57 Wednesday after a battle with leukemia. Murphy made his big screen debut in 1989's Harlem Nights.
So how are we gonna make $50,000 now?
Directed by his brother, Eddie Murphy. Charlie would go on to become a star in his own right as part of Chappelle's Show on Comedy Central. Best known for his hilarious True Hollywood Stories sketches about icons like Rick James and Prince.
In your face, Charlie Murphy.
Now, the father of three is being mourned by fans and fellow comedians.
He was the best storyteller I've ever heard.
And coming up at 7 a.m., a doctor will weigh in live on what you need to know about this deadly disease. With your GMA First Look, I'm Mara Shevacampo, ABC News, New York.
Try Nivea Essentially Enriched Body Lotion. The unique formula with nourishing almond oil leaves skin smoother, moisturized for 24 hours. Nivea Essentially Enriched for noticeably smoother skin.
How many ways can you make overnight oats? Make it sweet, make it savory, make it creamy, make it crunch, make it overnight. Make it yours with Quaker.
It's wild out there, but now you can let your dogs out. Just protect them with Simparica, the monthly chew that virtually wipes out fleas and ticks. Studies showed that at the end of the month, Simparica killed more ticks in less time than both Frontline and NexGard. Simparica may cause abnormal neurologic signs, such as tremors, unsteadiness, and/or seizures. The most frequently reported adverse reactions were vomiting and diarrhea. So get Simparica for protection that goes on and on.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC 7. We're here for you.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal.
for a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
It's no small wonder anybody loves it all.
I just love art that moves me.
No small,
I mean, really moves me.
wonder.
Sunset Fiat of Sarasota presents No Small Wonder, high-performance style. Let the art of Fiat move you.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting loose salon.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
This Saturday only, save 40% off factory direct windows. Bring in your measurements for on-the-spot pricing.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, the search continues in Sarasota for a driver who left a man in critical condition after a hit and run in downtown Sarasota. How you can help police find the person responsible.
Plus, a Bradenton restaurant owner is arrested after violating the city's noise ordinance.
And efforts to reduce polluted waters near Lake Okeechobee move forward in the state Senate. Stay right there. Your Suncoast News begins right now.
Live from the ABC7 studios. This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
We begin right now with a live shot from the 45th annual Sarasota Community Prayer Breakfast at Robarts Arena. The crowd developing now as this very important event begins here on this Thursday morning.
They're probably as hyped up as I am on coffee this morning.
Yeah. Good to see activity going on, though, around the area this early in the day. Good morning. Glad you're with us. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Let's check in with meteorologist John Scalzi for a look at your forecast for this morning. Seems like it's going to be pretty nice out today.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great. It's going to be another beautiful day. A little bit higher humidity today. You will notice that as you head out the door, but otherwise rain-free. Now, we did have a few showers that tried to move their way through yesterday, and Becky in Omayaca got a shower for about a minute and didn't really add up to much, and in fact, most of us didn't see anything that would add up to much. The little area of disturbed weather, kind of signified here by that patch of clouds moving out into Gulf waters, moves away from us. High pressure builds in. That leads to another warm, sunny, rain-free day here on the Suncoast with a daytime high in the mid-80s. Complete forecast coming up in just a few. Back to you.
We want to meet Becky in Old Mayaca.
I know. We got to meet her someday soon.
Get a picture of Becky at some point. She's part of our show. Let's check the traffic right now as you wake up on this Thursday morning. A little slow go there at State Road 64 in either direction toward the interstate. Otherwise, relatively quiet besides the usual State Road 70 slow down east of 301. Farther south into Sarasota County, we're seeing a slowdown south there around Bay of Vista on 41 in the southbound lanes. Also Bee Ridge, ongoing construction project reducing lanes there. And farther south in the maps, a little slowdown there at the elbow at South Venice as the road goes east-west. Otherwise, no problems this hour on your Thursday morning. And topping your Suncoast News this half hour, the mother of Carly Bruscia has passed away.
Susan Schropen was the little girl's mother. That 11-year-old girl's murder made national headlines back in 2004. ABC 7's Rick Adams has more on this story.
Susan was a I believe, very dedicated mother, and she loved her daughter very much.
That's how Pastor Rod Myers of the Central Church of Christ is remembering Susan Schropen. Schropen, the mother of murdered 11-year-olds Carly Bruscia, died on Monday at the age of 47. Myers remembers one encounter with Schropen very vividly.
Susan and I and Sheriff Balkwell at the time all came out, and we had a prayer near where Carly was found, and that was a very meaningful time to me to stand there with them.
Schropen was thrust into the national headlines in 2004 when her daughter Carly went missing while walking home from a friend's house. Police released security video from a car wash on Bee Ridge Road in Sarasota, which had shown her abduction. Authorities say she was raped and her body was found 4 days later in a wooded area next to Central Church of Christ on Proctor Road. It's an area that has been transformed into a memorial for Carly and others.
We did not want this area to be remembered for something tragic. We wanted to turn it into something positive. And so the best way to do that was to beautify this area.
Carly's garden here has become a spot for people to always remember Carly. There are folks who now believe that Carly and her mom Susan are back together again. The home belonging to Nelson Mass sits not very far from where Carly's body was found. He had just gotten home from work when we told him the news of Susan Schropen's death.
It's sad just to hear another devastating thing happen to the family again, but then again, you know, now they're back together.
Schropen had been arrested numerous times over the years for drugs and prostitution, but people who knew her say that can be attributed to the overwhelming grief she was feeling with losing her daughter. Carly's killer, Joseph Smith, currently sits on death row. Schropen's cause of death has yet to be determined, but foul play is not suspected. Reporting from Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Schropen's cause of death is not known at this time, but foul play is not suspected. Sarasota police are releasing surveillance pictures in hopes that someone can help them find the driver involved in a hit and run. Take a look at these pictures on your screen. This white Chevy Silverado pickup truck is believed to be involved in an accident that occurred around 2 a.m. on Tuesday. The left front part of that truck may be damaged from the accident. Police say the driver was near the intersection of North Pineapple Avenue and 1st Street in Sarasota when he hit a man who was standing in the road. That driver left the scene without helping the victim, who was taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital in critical condition.
A Bradenton Beach restaurant owner was arrested for violating the noise ordinance. Police arrested the owner of the Freckled Fin. The Bradenton Beach police said that after numerous complaints and warnings, the department was forced to take action. But not everyone feels this was warranted. Of course, the restaurant general manager thinks the arrest goes too far.
To be taken to jail over something like that, it's kind of like the owner said, he was quoted before, it's a waste of taxpayers' dollars. It's just something that I don't think that was necessary.
It's gotten to the point where, okay, obviously citing and obviously giving warnings isn't working.
The city commission will have the issue on the agenda on April 20th.
A follow-up now on a shooting in North Miami of an unarmed behavioral therapist last July. The Florida State Attorney is charging police officer Jonathan Alita with attempted manslaughter. Among other charges, therapist Charles Kinsey was trying to retrieve an autistic patient who wandered off from a group home. The shooting was all caught on video and then prompted outrage, showing Alita firing 3 shots at Kinsey from more than 150 feet away, striking him in the leg and injuring him. He was lying on the ground with his hands up, begging the officer not to shoot, while the autistic man was holding a small toy truck that police originally thought was a gun. The state attorney says Alita, the police officer, was too far away to correctly assess that situation. Armed thieves were caught on camera ransacking a Florida home, then making their getaway in the family's SUV.
And the homeowner saw it all on real time while on vacation. Rebecca Vargas has the story.
This camera was when we saw them go through the window.
Daniel Leon says he watched the burglary in action on his cell phone in the early morning hours Saturday while he and his family were vacationing in the Keys.
They jumped through the back, and then from here is when they walked this way all the way to the window.
Home surveillance cameras capturing the 2 thieves, both wearing hoodies, casing out the house in the side driveway. Moments later, a camera inside shows one of the guys getting in through the side window, rolling onto a couch.
That's the window that they broke.
Miami-Dade police say the same burglar pulls out a gun and points it down the hall towards the bedrooms, looks into the kitchen, then heads back to the window to help his accomplice get in. Daniel Leone miles away, watching as it happens.
Pointing guns out, which that's what basically, frightens the family and frightens everybody in the neighborhood.
The two spent over an hour ransacking the house in the 119th block of Southwest 184th Street, finding the family's 600-pound safe, attempting but failing to take the victim's other safe as well. Leone says they took more than $81,000 in personal belongings, but not before realizing they were being recorded inside the house, one looking directly at the camera. Leone tells 7 News they tried to cover their tracks.
They thought that this was the DVR for the cameras, so they started cutting all the cables and took the DVR, but that was an extra DVR we had.
The two did manage to shove the nearly 5-foot-tall safe into the back of the victim's Honda, then took off in the SUV. Leone says these cameras served their purpose. He's just grateful it didn't turn out worse.
Now you have the footage, which now scares people because now you know what happened inside your home.
Certainly changed their vacation right then. Other news now from Tallahassee. Florida will get $1.5 billion in federal hospital funds this coming year. Governor Rick Scott and the Trump administration jointly announced a decision to provide the state money to help its hospitals treat low-income patients. The decision is a turnaround from 2 years ago when the Obama administration decided to scale back money to the state. The federal government at the time argued the state should instead consider expanding Medicaid services.
The Florida Senate has agreed to scale back cuts it planned for an Orlando prosecutor's office. The Senate voted to restore more than $569,000 to the budget of the office of State Attorney Aramis Ayala. Ayala previously announced she would no longer seek the death penalty in any case, in part because of cost and length of court proceedings. Because of that, Governor Rick Scott pulled her from the case of accused cop killer Markeith Lloyd. The Senate plan still calls for more than $622,000 in cuts to her office that would be shifted to another prosecutor. Meanwhile, the Florida House is still proposing a $1.3 million cut to Ayala's office.
Some education news now from the state capitol. The largest teachers union is calling for lawmakers to make more progress toward reducing the number of tests students are required to take. The Florida Education Association president hopes the situation will change over the final 3.5 weeks of the legislative session.
It's important that our elected leaders begin to listen to those of us in the classroom or those of us who have children in the classroom. Out-of-control testing in Florida is cheating our students out of valuable instruction time.
The measure moving through the Senate would require school districts to begin testing later in the year, eliminate requirements on 4 high school tests, and also allow students who do well enough on college entrance and other advanced exams to skip some state tests.
Legislation aimed at creating a water storage project south of Lake Okeechobee passed in the Senate Wednesday. The $1.5 billion measure is designed to reduce polluted water discharges that have been tied to toxic algae in estuaries east and west of the lake. The plan would take more than 100 billion gallons of water that is currently sent east and west when that lake level gets too high and instead store it south of the lake.
Having to deal with the political and financial realities of making it happen is a hard thing to do. And so it takes an event sometimes to wake the system up and say, you know what, we're not going to kick the can down the road anymore. And that's what's happening today.
Measure, which still needs House approval, was recently whittled down in size while expanded to include economic development efforts for the impoverished surrounding area.
Well, what do you call an alligator in a vest? Of course, an investigator. Sorry, the sheriff's office posted that joke along with this image on social media. The photos were taken Tuesday night at a home on Clubside Circle in Venice that showed an alligator in the front door, 10 feet long. Sheriff's office reminds the community to be vigilant, to be aware of wandering alligators during mating season. I'm seeing more and more of these things this year, John.
That's great advice, you know, watch for wandering alligators during mating season. I couldn't agree more.
That's my mantra.
That's absolutely right.
Yes.
Good
Try
advice.
and avoid those at all costs, whether it's mating season or not.
Oh, we've seen them, you know, underneath cars when people are trying to get into the cars, just kind of hiding out there. On the porches, like you saw, we had some on lanais. You know, it's crazy
Yeah.
this time of year.
Oh, man.
Although it's good alligator watching.
From a distance. From a distance, yes.
It's entertaining to watch and read, but I wouldn't want to experience it myself.
Best to leave them alone.
Right.
They'll leave you alone if you leave them alone. Dry and sunny. We'll talk about the forecast in a second.
And we go to the break with a quick shot of the community prayer breakfast at Robarts Arena. More after this.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the blingiest of them all? You are, with Spectralite diamonds, all gorgeous and affordable. Only found at Creative Gems, where you always get big bling for little ching.
What to do when your heating or air conditioning needs service or, heaven forbid, replacement? Call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee County since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
It's the season of savings right now during the spring clearance event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Over 100 standard and available safety features make the new Chrysler Pacifica a safe investment for any family. And right now, you can own one for just $24,999. Or get one of America's longest-lasting pickups and save up to $11,000 on a new Ram Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Don't hate me because I'm blingable. Get your bling on with affordable Spectralite diamonds exclusively at Creative Gems in Gold and Silver, where you always get big bling for little ching.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
We are looking at some pretty pleasant conditions out there currently. 65 degrees the air temperature. We have a dew point value coming in at 61. East-northeast wind coming in at about 5 as well. And we do have a little bit of cloud cover out there. The cloud cover is caused by that little area of disturbed weather that gave us a little shot at some showers yesterday, even though, you know, we didn't get a whole lot. Inland areas got a little bit of a splash and dash shower, but that's about it. 64 degrees Wauchula, 65 degrees in Arcadia, 64 degrees in Parrish, Bradenton at 65, 65 in Sarasota, 68 in Venice, 68 in Inglewood, and Sarasota comes in at 65. So in general easterly wind flow again today, east-northeast wind. It should shift a little bit more to the north perhaps as we head into the late afternoon and evening and surge a little bit as well. That'll happen each and every day for the next several days. We'll get that easterly wind surge. But the good news is Mote Marine spotters and observers going out to each of these beaches, sampling the air quality, have discovered that there's no red tide toxins in the air at the time of the observations at those beaches. Great news. The current forecast models from the University of South Florida, which tracks red tide trajectories over a 3-day period, show that in those areas, And there were only a few of them where there was anything above a very low concentration in the waters. The red tide trajectories are to carry them further away from shore over the next 3 days because of this easterly wind flow that's established and will be with us over the next several days. So good news there. We're glad to see that. There were our few scattered showers that we had yesterday. Came, went, didn't really do much in the way of putting a dent in the rainfall bucket, unfortunately. We're still at a major deficit around the region, bad deficit. Some places classified as a severe drought by the U.S. Drought Monitor, in inland areas particularly. Across the Deep South, everything's very quiet. Traveling to the Atlanta Airport or the Raleigh-Durham Airport or the Charlotte Airport hubs, which serve our area. No airport delays there anticipated. Back to the west in Texas. That's a bullseye spot for severe weather today. In the western sections of Texas, there could be some issues because of a little bit of a dry line and a lot of moisture lifting northward. We also have another low pressure area developing back in the Pacific Northwest, producing rain showers along the coastline there. That large area of low pressure means that this high pressure ridge on the East Coast gets a chance to build in as this front just basically decays away. That means an extended period of fine weather here on the Suncoast. Forecast looks good into the weekend. Back to you.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you so much, John. Taking a look at Suncoast traffic this morning, looks like a little bit of congestion in Sarasota County off of 41. Other than that, pretty clear on Fruitville, Bee Ridge, and Clark Road. As we head into South County, pretty quiet as well on this Thursday morning. A little bit of congestion there on Business 41. Other than that, no accidents to report. Manatee County also looking pretty clear on this Thursday morning. In this hour's health news, a growing number of younger U.S. adults are having strokes.
Yeah, very disturbing. Researchers analyzed hospital billing data and found the biggest surge in stroke rates for adults is age 35 to 44. In fact, they rose 42% for men and 30% for women. The study was published in the Journal of American Medical Association's Neurology article. Researchers say this is happening at least in part because more younger people have risk factors like high blood pressure, obesity, and diabetes.
A government panel is now changing their mind on a 2012 recommendation that advocated against PSA testing for prostate cancer. Now, the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force says men should talk to their doctors to decide if they should routinely have that test. The panel says the PSA test that has a small chance of detecting a deadly cancer and a larger chance of triggering unneeded worry and treatment with serious side effects. The blood test detects elevated levels of a protein that may signal cancer, but also can be caused by less serious prostate problems. It can also find cancer that often doesn't need treatment because it's too small and slow growing to become deadly.
A new medical scanning device, the first of its kind in the state, is now available on the Suncoast. It better diagnoses liver disease. The new liver fibroscan is a portable device that is currently available to patients at the Community AIDS Network in Sarasota. The medical tool allows physicians to judge the stage of the liver condition in a non-invasive way and also plan a course of action. The chief medical officer says they're now better able to diagnose multiple liver-based diseases.
These are predominantly for hepatitis C, although it's also used for other liver conditions that can lead to cirrhosis of the liver, such as hepatitis B or alcoholic cirrhosis, or now we're seeing a much more fatty liver disease in the country.
The device will take the place of more invasive methods, which have a higher risk of patient harm. 6:48 now. On to entertainment news. Actor Sylvester Stallone is suing the same studio that made Creed, the film that earned him a 2015 Oscar nomination.
But his lawsuit goes back almost 25 years to the 1993 film Demolition Man, which he also starred in. Stallone says Warner Brothers purposely hid how much money that movie made to avoid paying him a contracted percentage of receipts. He alleges that the studio falsely claimed Demolition Man lost money. Warner Brothers did eventually pay him $2.8 million for the film 2 years ago, but Stallone says that only happened after he challenged the original numbers. He is now seeking a full accounting of the film and an explanation of how the studio arrived at that figure. He also is asking the court to reform how the studio reports financial information to make sure actors are paid fairly in the future.
Big news for Deadpool fans. Producers of the blockbuster film revealed that Josh Brolin will star with Ryan Reynolds in the movie's upcoming sequel. Brolin has signed on to play a key role opposite Reynolds in Deadpool 2. The original Deadpool gave 20th Century Fox its biggest hit of 2016, became the highest-grossing R-rated film in history. Brolin will play Cable, who as an infant was transported to the future. This will not be the only comic book character Brolin will play on the big screen. The actor recently signed on to appear in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as the villain in the upcoming film Avengers: Infinity War.
Well, get ready for Worms and Squirms with MTV's reboot of Fear Factor. The network has announced plans to revive the Dare game show after 5 years off air. Hip-hop artist and actor Ludacris will take over Joe Rogan's longtime hosting gig. Ludacris will also serve as an executive producer. MTV says that the show will go even further to test the bravery of each competitor, as if it already didn't already. The new season of Fear Factor premieres on May 30th with a cash prize of $50,000 per episode. Would you go on it?
No, I know. Would you?
Really? I would.
Would you really?
I would. I'd like to go try the one at Universal Studios. They have like
Yeah.
a mini version of it. I was telling our producer about that. I would do it.
Well, without worms, I might. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
No, can't make me.
Well, still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, a boy filed a police report after his bike was stolen.
How one officer surprised him with a special gift after this.
Now's the perfect time to create a custom system with California Closets. During our Door and Drawer event, save up to $500 on beautiful doors and drawers for any room. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Visit our showroom or online at californiaclosets.com.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. The official Suncoast Storm team at ABC7. We're here for you.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
Why settle for less? Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru is rated the #1 car brand in safety, and all Subaru models with eyesight are a 2017 IIHS top safety pick. And you can lease the most award-winning small SUV, a new Subaru Forester, for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing with complimentary maintenance included. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Whether a family member needs a little extra help around the house, assistance recovering from a hospital stay, or someone to check in on them throughout the week, Right at Home's in-home care is the answer. Your loved one deserves the right care, and now we need caregivers to help give the right care for the right reasons, the right way. At Right at Home, we're one of the only private home health agencies in this area with the opportunity to earn paid time off. If you're someone who loves helping people, take a look at our website and click on Jobs to join our team today.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Come into a California Closet showroom to experience our quality materials and construction and collaborate with our designers to create the perfect custom solution for any room. Go to CaliforniaClosets.com to request a free design consultation and locate the showroom nearest to you.
Some of your friends and neighbors are out having breakfast without you right now. There's my friend Craig Coach sitting down right there. It's a small town.
Well, looks like he went to breakfast without you.
Yeah, 45th annual prayer breakfast. There's Jay. I've seen some friends out there.
Yeah.
This is at the Robarts or Roberts Arena on Fruitville Road. Lots of activity.
You just know everybody out there. So.
I think the mayor is walking away right there in the suit as well. Willie Shaw. All right, 6:54 on a busy Thursday morning. Glad you're with us.
All right, here's a look at the top stories we're following for you today.
The mother of Carly Bruscia has passed away. Susan Shorpen had a history of drug issues, but her cause of death has not been revealed. Her daughter Carly was kidnapped on Bee Ridge Road 13 years ago. Her body later found on behind a church on Proctor Road. Her killer is now on death row. Susan Shorpen was 47 years old.
Plus, the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is looking for help identifying the driver of this white Chevy Silverado pickup truck. They say it hit a man in the road at North Pineapple Avenue and 1st Street in Sarasota. The man was taken to the hospital in critical condition.
Keeping tired drivers off the interstate. The state is having a public hearing today in Punta Gorda on where new rest stops should go in Sarasota and Charlotte counties.
All right, taking a look at traffic this morning. No accidents to report in Manatee County. There are a little bit of congestion on State Road 70 as we head into Sarasota County. Pretty quiet throughout that area. A little bit of congestion on Fruitville, Bee Ridge, and Clark Road as it normally is at this hour. South County looking pretty clear on this Thursday morning. John?
Yeah, it looks pretty good for us today. Daytime high tops out in the mid-80s. Won't have much in the way of any rainfall for the next 7 days. In fact, the humidity, though, however, will be going up a little bit as we head into the next 48 hours.
All right, there we go. That's the news for now. Enjoy your Thursdays, folks.
All right, stick around. Good Morning America is coming up next.